Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to 307 country. Well, we got a little project today that might interest somebody. Got a couple McCulloch 610s here, and they're dirty for sure, but I'm gonna see if I can get one of them running. And not that it really need to be running for what I'm doing with it. We are having a little Christmas get together, and it's kind of themed after National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And the 610 is the saw that Clark had when he went out and cut the tree down, and it went through the neighbor's window. So I'm going to take a 610 with me to the party, but we need to clean it up, one of them, clean it up, get it looking good, and maybe get it running. So let's turn into one of these or both of them and see if we can make one saw out of two and get them cleaned up and looking good. This one has a chain brake on it, that one doesn't. Looks like it's just gone. So, you know, like this one's missing the oil cap. That one's got a black bar like in the movie. I don't know if it's a McCulloch bar. And I may have a McCulloch bar somewhere laying around. Side cover on this one looks a little better. So yeah, we're just gonna play with them and see what we come up with. So I'll move you around here and see if we can get something going. Alright, this is the one without the chain brake, and I just got this one here a couple weeks ago. A guy gave it to me. The other one, I tried starting it a while back and it wouldn't fire, so I'm guessing that there's no spark on that one. So let's try this one and see if we can get some spark here, or get some fire out of it. Switch it on. Well, that was easy. Wonder if it's got any fuel in it. Probably could have checked that. And it's bone dry, so let's put some fuel in it and see if it'll run. Alright, we got some gas in it. It's well, I'm guessing the carburetor fuel line's a little stiff, but it's not too bad. I'm guessing the carb needs a carburetor kit or something. So let me see what I've got for that, and nothing else, we'll just clean it up and make it look pretty. So, all right, let me get into this a little more. And all right, well, I got the saw completely tore down, other than I'm not gonna pull it crank apart, but actually I guess I could take the oil tank off, but getting her pretty clean without doing that, so I don't think I'm going to bother. Could use some new black paint, but I'm not trying to make a show quality 610 here. But this is like some of the stuff that's, you know, pretty dirty. And the clutch bearing, I think, is pretty well shot. I got the zip tied together, but I don't know. I've got a couple cans of brake clean. That one's about half empty. I may have to go to town and get some more. But yeah, we're just cleaning everything up, and we'll get her put back together. I did have, let's see. So the tank, gas tank holder, and basically the outer case on this, it says factory 3.4 CI, factory reconditioned, and then, you know, electronic ignition, cushion power, whatever. But my other one actually says 610 PM, 610 on it. So I'm probably going to swap these out. So I'll clean the other one up and put it on there just so it looks like it's a 610 instead of a factory reconditioned 6.4 or 3.4, I mean. So I guess that's probably basically like a steel 340? Did they make a 340? I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and keep cleaning things up, and then we'll start putting her back together. All right, well, we are putting things together. How's everybody doing? It's nice and blustery here today. Snowing a little bit, wind's blowing. Been running the heater in here, which is why I haven't been videoing a whole lot, is because it is definitely windy out. Got everything cleaned up pretty good. Could maybe use, you know, a paint job, whatever, but I'm not looking to be you know, everything cleaned up pretty good. So I think I kept most of the junk out of the cylinder. Had rag stuffed in there until I started blowing it with the air, and then they kind of blew out, but for the most part I kept everything clean. Let's see, muffler is right here. Let's see if we can get exhaust bolts in the exhaust port. So it really isn't that old. I mean, it's old, but it hasn't seen that much use, I don't think. It was dirty for sure, but the paint isn't really all that scraped up. I mean, obviously it was probably a homeowner saw, you know, probably didn't see a lot of use to begin with, but yeah, it's not really in that bad a shape. A little bit of paint scraped off, you know, I mean, edges and stuff that get high wear, but wasn't really that hard to take apart. I like saws like that. Sometimes I get into a steel and it's like a huge puzzle trying to figure out what to take apart or what to take apart first or whatever. So this was actually pretty simple, but that's how things used to be back in the day. So the clutch that was on this saw, the clutch bearing was pretty well toast, but I pulled the clutch off the 610 that I have, and the bearing on it's good, so we'll definitely use it. Bar plate on here. There we go. Good old vintage grease gun, tip grease gun. Didn't get everything cleaned up evidently. A lot of carbon on that muffler, but not bad. It'll do for a Christmas party, right? Alright. I don't think the clutch will come off. There. Deflector, heat shield, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so let's see, got some bar oil in it. We'll have to, probably going to clean the bar oil out for the party that we're going to. Probably ain't going to run the saw anyway, but more of a prop than, you know. This trigger assembly is kind of fun. So, like that. Try to see if I can keep from getting you blocking the shot. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Why isn't that going in there? There we go. So you can twist it upside down like that, and that end of that spring goes on the operator presence lever, and then try to get the pin lined up in here. So there's the pinhole. Kind of a pain, but it's not as bad as a 372, I'll tell you that. Alright, there's the throttle. It is kind of a pain to get this screw all through all this, because there we go. Got to get it past the throttle linkage, which is not going to be that way. There's that. Then we've got, let's see, there's that piece that goes across the front of this. Oh, there it is right there. This deal. And let me look and see which way that goes. Well, I was going to look on this 600, the 610, but it's just got a rod across there, so I don't remember which, if the big taper goes on which end. Probably doesn't matter a whole lot. Actually, I know that it goes this way because there's two washers on this side and they go around this anti-vibe mount here. So good thing I put screws back in the holes they came out of with the washers that were on them, for the most part. There we go. Put that in there. This one needs to go on this side. And I'll just grab this with a pair of pliers. Vise grips. Hold it while we screw these in. Be careful not to strip those. So your oiler, your manual oiler, got a clip right here. Alright, well, I got it pretty much back together. I didn't record all of it, but yeah, I think she's pretty good. Oiler works. There's still some dirty spots, but it'll be alright for what I'm doing with it. I am going to not put a chain on it, just because I'm going to a party with it. But I'll put a bar on it and stuff. But I want to rebuild that carburetor, or at least take it apart and clean it. So let's look at that real quick. Pretty dirty. So your choke is right here. Goes on those bolts there. I'll set that aside. Spray this off a little bit. Doesn't look too bad. Let's see. Like that, right? Yep. About blew the screen out of there. Be interesting to see how this diaphragm is. If it's all crinkly and gross, probably not going to be able to make this saw run on its own. That not coming off is not a good sign that it's going to work good. Yep, she's pretty crinkly. So I need a carb kit for this, and I don't think I have one. Let me check something real quick. So I do have a carb kit for 1010. Looks like they might be the same. That is the nope. Because that diaphragm, this one has the tit on it for the metering lever. So I'd have to cut that off, basically flush with the plate to get that to work. So yeah, 1010 carburetor kit does not work. They're the same shape, but you got that little tit on there to go in the metering lever, and 610 doesn't. Which I knew they were different carburetors. I was just hoping and thinking maybe. I do have the carburetor off the other saw that I could check, and this one could, I mean, eventually maybe loosen up and limber up a little bit. I doubt it. So I will get a carburetor kit on the way for this, and in the meantime it'll just be a show saw. Not really a show saw, but just for the party. Something to pack around and act goofy with. So, alright, we will get this carburetor put back together and put on the saw, and I'll bring you back when I get that done. All right, well, there she is, 610. What does that say? Cushion power electronic ignition. Cleaned up, pretty nice. I mean, you know, she ain't minty, but it'll be good enough to put a hockey mask on and go to a Christmas party with and act like I'm gonna go cut down a tree. And like I said, I don't have a chain on it, and it's not running. You know, the carburetor needs a carburetor kit. But yeah, there you go. Put a carburetor kit on it and chain on it. She'll cut some wood. We do know it has spark, so the automatic oiler works, or the manual oiler works. Obviously, I haven't ran it long enough to see if the automatic oiler works, but yeah. So anyway, well, I appreciate everybody stopping by and watching me tinker on things, and hope everybody's having a good day. I really appreciate everybody subscribing and getting in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one. 307 out.